Record this. Okay, friends. So we're back with another training this week. And so I do want to kind of recap for you guys. You guys, if you've attended every single meeting this month, then you've gotten the full experience. So let's go back to the first meeting. We talked about income producing activities, right? We talked about what is needle moving activity that's going to yield income. Okay. Share with me in the chat what some of those examples are for some of our new people who weren't on. So what are some income producing activities that are going to yield income? Secondly, we talked about booking and coaching appointments. Okay. So we talked about what to say, how to turn a one person booking into multiple people, how to coach that to ensure that it holds, and how to make the most of your time, essentially. And then last week we talked about time management. So we talked about the weekly plan sheet, and Sierra was my example. As we filled out the weekly plan sheet, she ran me through her schedule, and we put together a weekly plan sheet around her schedule to give you guys an example of what that looks like. Okay. So if you've missed any of those, it's totally fine. Let me know and I can make sure you get the recording so you can get caught up on those. But that's what we've talked about so far. So does anyone want to guess what we're going to talk about tonight? I'm excited to talk about it. So tonight's topic is all about team building. Okay. And so the reason for that is because we talked a lot about, okay, how do I yield income? Okay, how do I book and coach? Okay, how do I manage my time? But now we've got a gap here. We've got to talk about team building. We've got to talk about recruiting and passing on the market opportunity to other people. Okay, so we're going to talk about that tonight. And I'm actually going to share with you guys a resource. Hi, Jenny. I'm going to share with you guys a resource that you have available at your fingertips that I have used. I came in as a brand new beauty consultant. This is how I was taught to share the opportunity. And it was great for me because I didn't have to know it all. I didn't have to have all of the facts memorized. I could simply read from a page. Okay. And so if you are someone that likes to just like have that safety net or that security blanket there, you're going to love this. You're going to love this. Okay. So I am going to share my screen again. And what I want you guys to know is that this is called a sharing notebook. Okay. So this is called a sharing notebook. If you have been around for a hot minute, you know exactly what this is. If you're brand new, this is new, right? But what I want you to know is that this is something that is available to you. I literally print off a copy of this and I also save it to my phone just in case I'm in a situation where I'm like, oh gosh, I don't have my printout or I spilt something on it or whatever. I have it printed and I have it digitally. It comes in handy. Just trust me on that. And so this is the sharing notebook. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to walk through this together. Okay. So what I want you guys to understand is that when it comes to team building, like I mentioned before, it doesn't have to be this complicated thing. You don't have to be like, oh, I have to find the perfect people and they have to be this exact thing and they have to want X, Y, and Z. Because here's the deal. I know for myself personally, when I started my Mary Kay journey, I only came in for the discount. Did anyone else do that? Anyone else join and say, I'm just here for the discount? Yeah, a lot of us, okay? And that's not to knock that because here's the deal. A lot of times people will come in for the discount and then they end up falling in love with something about the business and then they end up sticking around and they end up developing and growing a team. And you just never know what can come from it. So I say that to point out like don't count anyone out. If someone tells you like, "Hey, yeah, I would do this for the discount." Great. Welcome them in because you just never know what is awaiting for that person on the other side. And in my experience, I would say that a lot of people say that they join for the discount as like to protect themselves, right? Like they say that way it takes the pressure off of them and that way they're telling you as the recruiter, like, hey, don't expect a lot out of me. You know what I mean? Like, they're like, don't expect a lot out of me. Like, I'm just going to get my discount. And like, that's that. Listen, I was the girl that came in for the discount, right? Yet I came in as a star consultant with an $1,800 inventory order. And I attended every weekly meeting, which back then we didn't have Zoom, it was all in person, and ended up earning a car and being in qualification to be a sales director within 4 months. So I'm like, you just never know. You just never know. So that's why I try to challenge you guys like, hey, think of three people, three people in your life that you would love to do this alongside of. Like, who are those three people? I shared with you who my first three team members were. If anyone is on here, I know Sierra shared hers. If anyone's on here that's built a team and wants to share who their first three were, their connection, like friend, family, coworker, whatever, share that with us because it's sometimes helpful to see it and that it's not this big complicated thing. Okay, so we're going to talk about the sharing notebook, and I'm going to actually like role play this out with you guys. Like I'm going to go through this as if I'm recruiting you. Okay. So, yeah, you're about to get recruited again. I mean, so get ready to sign your agreement all over again. Are you ready? No, okay. So, with the sharing notebook, what I want you guys to understand, um, what week was it? Week 2, I pulled up the party playbook. And if you don't know what that is, it basically is a document that walks you through a party from start to finish. How to book them, how to coach them, how to pack your starter kit, how to prep the trays, what to say about each product, what your set sheets are, how to close the sale, everything. Okay. Now we're going to do more training on that stuff as we progress, but just know that like that is also a resource available to you. Okay. So this is an extension of that. So when you're sharing the Mary Kay opportunity, this is typically something that happens at the end of the appointment. Okay. So whether it's a one on one appointment or a party or group setting, this happens at the very end. Okay. Now, sometimes if you have a potential team member or if you're new and you're doing training with me, we do listen for lip gloss or sharing call or pearl call, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same. Okay. Sometimes we will do those training calls, and that is a way for us to share the opportunity in a different kind of way. All right. Those are a little bit different, but just know that, like, typically how this works is a person would be facial at an appointment, at a party, at a class. And then at the very end, they'd be presented with the business. And then they would get to ask questions, make a decision, etc. Okay. So that's typically how that works. Okay. So, like I said, I have a printed copy of this. I also keep it digitally on my phone just in case. All right. So, the party we're wrapping things up. Okay. So, here we go. I'm going in. Like, I'm just going into my script. Okay. Ready? All right. You guys, I've had so much fun with you tonight. And so, I have one more fun thing that I would love to share with you if that's all right. And I'll be super, super quick with it. But I do want to share with you guys some fun information about the Mary Kay business opportunity. So maybe this is something that appeals to you. Maybe it's not. But either way, just nod along with me, hang with me, and I'll get all your questions answered at the end. Okay. So, first, I love to talk a little bit about what I do as a beauty consultant. So, I sell an incredible product, and you guys got to experience that tonight, didn't you? Yeah, yeah. Okay, awesome. So we sell incredible products, and I love the products myself. You guys love the products yourself, and that's a big part about what we do as consultants, right? Is first we have to love them. All right. I do make money and earn prizes, so I don't have to pick one or the other, which is really great, especially if you love prizes. And I get recognized and rewarded for doing my job. I don't know what your job structure is like, or if you get recognized on a regular basis at your work, but I talk to a lot of people regularly that they've been working at places for 20 and 30 years, and for their work anniversary, they walk away with a pin from their company as a thank you. And so what I love about Mary Kay is that we get recognized and rewarded all the time, all the time. So, and that's something I find that a lot of people do crave. With Mary Kay, there's no pressure. So, what do I mean by that? We don't have a sales quota that we have to meet, which is really, really nice, especially if you are a busy person and you don't want to be strapped down by something. That makes it really, really nice. We also have a 90% buyback for an entire year, which to me was very appealing as a new consultant because that meant that Mary Kay had my back. Like they wanted me to be successful and they were willing to put skin in the game while I was putting my skin in the game and provide a 90% buyback program for an entire year. And then we also have the ability to kind of plug it into a busier, hectic schedule. Like I've mentioned, I'm in the military. I help my husband run his business. And, when I started this, I especially didn't have a lot of time, but it's been really cool because as my life has changed, the seasons have changed, I've been able to plug it in and allow it to interweave into the priorities of my life. And so I love being able to do that because I don't have to, work a set number of hours each week or anything like that. Okay, so you're probably wondering, this all sounds really cool, but like, how do I get started? Like, what does that look like? So you can get started for literally $35. Pause. Right now it's $10, right? Just so we're clear. It's $10 right now until the end of the month. But I'm training you as if this is not March, okay? So back. Okay, so you can get started for literally $35, all right? What this gets you is your website. You also get a welcome pack in the mail. So this little pack here, you get this in the mail from Mary Kay that has like a catalog, some samples, some literature for you, and it's really cute and fun. Now, you do have the option if you choose to add on your starter kit, and this has actual full retail size products. So you pay $90 for that, and it's worth over $500 in product, which is really cool. But the good thing about that, you don't have to decide right now. Okay, you have 2 weeks to decide. So don't stress about that. You also get your 30% profit or 50% profit, just depending. And with that, you get your discount. So you can get a 30% or 50% discount on your personal products. And so if that is something that you're like, oh my gosh, I ended up buying all of these things tonight, this might be something that's for you. So I know we've got a lot of great points that we've brought up tonight, right? Lots to love, lots of exciting things. So let's do a quick recap together. All right. So again, no quotas or territories or pressure. So the territories piece, just want to touch on that. If you, let's say that you build your business here in Kentucky and then you move and relocate to Florida, you can take your business with you. You're not tied to a specific area and you can build all over the country wherever you want. And so that's a great thing about Mary Kay is you're not tied to a specific area or region. Okay. You do get that discount on the products. You do have the ability to plug it into your life around your priorities. And Mary Kay's been around for over 60 years, which is really great and really a big deal, right? You also have the opportunity to develop personally. And that to me was something that I did not expect with starting a business. And you'll get to make new friends, which I am very fortunate. I get to do that all the time, just like making new friends with you all. Thank you so much. And what's really cool too is we offer free training, 24/7 access at the touch of a button. And we offer things virtually and in person. Oh, and by the way, did you guys take a look at the Mary Kay cars parked outside? Yeah, I know you saw it. It's so cool, isn't it? So we do have a career car program as well. And so if you are like, oh my gosh, I would love to have a new car all the time, great. This is for you. And then also with American Business, you do qualify for certain tax breaks. So that's kind of the American Business opportunity in a nutshell and just a nice overview. So I have a couple of quick questions for you. If you would flip on the back of your customer profile card. Hold on, I think I have one here. Okay. So on the back of your customer profile card that you filled out for me, there's a little section over here. It says for independent beauty consultant use only. Well, you're going to use that box, okay? Because I'm instructing you on what to put there, okay? So I want you to number it 1 through 3, all right? So number 1, here's the question for you. Sorry, someone's in the waiting room. Okay. Number 1, here's your first question. Out of everything you heard about the business opportunity, what was your favorite part? Okay. Then I pause, let them write. When I see that they're done writing, then I'll ask the next question. Okay. Okay. Second question. What is one question you would ask me about the opportunity? And if anyone wants to speak up and ask this now, that's totally fine. So I pause, let them write, or if they want to ask me the question right then, great. Okay, last and final question. Which of these best describe you and your interest in having your very own Mary Kay business? A, B, or C? I'm going to explain to you what each letter means. Okay, you ready? C means customer only. I want to get my products from you for full retail price. B meaning maybe this could be for me. I'm not necessarily in or necessarily out, but I'm a little bit interested and intrigued by this. A being absolutely I'm in. 50% profit, 50% discount, especially for a $10 e-start. I'm going to give this a shot. So where would you say you're at? A, B, or C? Jot that down for me. Okay. Then I pause, give them time to write it down. And then, so I kind of gave this as an example in like a group setting, right? So then, yay, I recruited you again. So I kind of did the example in like a group setting, right? So what would happen is sometimes you have someone right then and there that's like, she's asking the questions, she's excited, all like roll with it, run with it. Like, do not shut them down. Let them ask questions, interact with them while the group's there. Like, that's awesome. But sometimes you may have a group that's a little bit quieter, a little bit more reserved, and that's okay. So, what you're going to do with that customer profile card, and you guys are going to learn this as we go and as we learn more about the structure of a facial and a party, that customer profile card is going to go with your customer, and you and this person is going to sit down one on one and go over everything. Okay. Go over what products they loved, which bundle or which set they want to take home, where they rank themselves on the recruiting, the opportunity. So like just know that that is something that is going to go with them. Okay. That is like their baby until you close them out, and that goes back with you. Okay. So what I do want to tell you guys too, just a side note, is, and this was a mistake I made as a consultant in my early Mary Kay years, was there were a couple times when I would choose the recruit over the sale. Meaning I would not close out the sale and just recruit her to my team, and then she leaves with no product. And I think that's a big disservice to people, because I think, like myself included, I was sold to before I was recruited. And I think there's power in that, because I love the product. I had skin in the game. Like, I had products sitting on my shelf. I knew like the product, I knew what I loved. And so, but that was a mistake I made as an early, in my early days, I would sometimes do that. And I don't want you guys to do that, because you can have both. Okay. Now that I've grown in my business and I've learned that it is not uncommon for someone to sit down with me to spend a couple $100 at their appointment in product, and then end up joining my team at that very same appointment. So you can have both. I don't want you to feel like you have to negotiate one or the other, because you don't. You can have both. You just have to work this full circle, close out the sale, which we're going to talk more about in the coming weeks, and then share the opportunity and close the recruit. Okay. So, moral of the story is share the opportunity, practice with your sharing notebook. Okay. Practice with this sharing notebook. And so that's my homework for you guys. We have a few minutes left. I'm going to open it up to questions. But my homework for you guys by Sunday, okay? So you have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So you have 3 days to do this, which is more than enough time. Over the next 3 days, what you need to do is you're going to take that sharing notebook and you're going to practice with 3 different people, okay? 3 different people. And then you're going to report back to me on Sunday who you practice with, how it went, and any questions or anything that comes up. Like, you have to do this. Like, that is your homework. The only way that you're going to get good at this is by practice, is by doing it. Okay. And if you want to practice with me, you can practice with me first. I won't count as one of your 3. But if you want to practice with me, then I welcome it. Let's go. Let's do it. But if you're like, I want to pick my 3, do it. Okay. But that's my challenge to you guys. So between now and Sunday, take this sharing notebook, share this sharing notebook with 3 people. And did you guys notice that on the pages as I went, I didn't read every bullet point? Did you notice that? So I would say this. I'm going to share my screen one more time. On these pages, like for example, the What I Do page, I shared this point, I shared this point, and I shared this point. I picked 3 points from this sheet. So what I want you guys to do is pick 2 to 3 points from each sheet to share. Do not read every single point. I feel like that is insulting people's intelligence. They can read. Pick your top 2 to 3 points, share it, and share it with your heart. Like, give examples of things. You know what I mean? Like, tell a little bit about your story. Give some examples. Like, roll with it. It's fun. Then on this page, I did the same thing. I picked 3. I said no quotas, 90% buyback, and fits easily into a busy or hectic schedule. All right. Because they're going to be looking at this with you. Like, they're going to be reading this alongside of you. Like, you don't need to read every single line. This one, I explained it pretty straightforward. This one, you can read every point if you want to, because it's a recap of everything. And we may not have talked about everything in our previous points. Okay. So I'm going to open it up to questions. What questions do you guys have? Yes, I agree, Sierra. I think that too much information for people shuts them down. Right. So, like, that's why I say pick 2 to 3 points per sheet. You don't need to like sit there and dive into each sheet for an hour. I did that, and I don't know, did anybody time me how long it took? It doesn't take that long. The most time consuming part would be you having those one-on-one conversations with people, answering questions, and actually like getting in there and overcoming objections, which we'll talk more about later. Okay. What questions do you guys have? We have like a minute and a half left. Do you guys feel good about this tool, about this resource? This is how I grew my team from 0 to 24 when I was a baby consultant to Red Jacket to DIQ to new sales director to earning my first car. Shannon, weekly planner, the weekly plan sheet that we talked about last week, it is on InTouch. So you can go to InTouch, log into InTouch, and then go to documents, and then in the search bar, weekly plan sheet, and it'll pull right up. Okay, we've got less than a minute, friends. So if you don't have any questions, that's all I have for you. You guys know your homework is to take that sharing notebook. I will post it in the Facebook group. Take that sharing notebook and share it with 3 people. And so oh wait, before you guys go, I do need to take attendance because I'll forget and I want to give you guys credit. So hang on. Okay. I feel confident with it. I've used it before. Okay.